Stop chasing after enlightenment. You're not getting anywhere. First off, you're most likely chasing after a concept of enlightenment and not the very enlightenment itself. So it's like chasing after Fata Morgana, something that always seems close but is always out of reach. And second off, you're never gonna reach it by chasing it. The very nature of enlightenment is the complete surrendering to what is right here, right now. By chasing what is not, our enlightenment, we are doing the exact opposite than embracing what is. And also, this is not the solution, because we are yet unaware of the problem. Well, the problem is that I'm not enlightened, and I would like to be enlightened. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now we're just chasing a Fata Morgana of enlightenment. We're chasing a concept of enlightenment. Let me instead give you a quote from the Tao Te Ching. When one conforms to the way, one becomes one with the way. So it's not about reaching an end goal, enlightenment, it's just a concept in your mind. It's about conforming to the way, becoming one with the way, becoming a pure expression of ourselves, makes us a pure expression of life. So instead of reaching enlightenment, let's strive for becoming a pure expression of ourselves, a pure expression of life. In Hinduism, this is talked upon as the three problems. Three problems that has three solutions. Problem number one, ignorance. Classic Buddhism too, you know, the words of the Buddha. We are ignorant towards our true nature, towards our true self. We are the very essence of life itself. That is who we are. That is what we are. We are the very essence of life itself. And nothing gets more profound and not more beautiful than that. And we are ignorant to that. For some reason, in our ignorance, we started believing in things we are not. We started believing we are the body. We started believing we are this persona, that I'm this Jonathan, I'm this ego, I'm this way of being. And we are not even skeptical towards this. We believe so much that we are the I am. We believe that. And this is ignorance. We are ignorant towards our true self. In the words of the Buddha, it would be that we are all Buddha and that everything is Buddha nature. But we are not aware of us being Buddha. And that's the funny part of it. So if ignorance then is a problem, then the solution, quite simple, is knowledge. It is knowledge about our true self, realizing who we really are. But for some reason, it's not enough that somebody comes and is like, hey, you're God. Pling, oh, thank you, now I know who I am. That's not enough. We have to get real experiential, real experience. We have to have experienced this truth. We have to know this. As we know that we are alive, we have to know our true self. And this can only be given with experiencing, with knowledge, so that we can go in and experience this truth for ourselves. But how come that this is just not the norm? Why is it that we are not experiencing this all of the time? And this brings us to problem number two. Problem number two, our minds are noisy. Not only are our minds noisy, our minds are noisy as f***. Noisy and unfocused. You know this if you are practicing meditation. So when we meditate, we sit and then we have to focus our attention on the breath. We can even count the breath in order to help the mind to focus there. But before we know it, we have been thinking for the last 5 minutes, thinking about whatever comes to mind. And it's just like, it's just get whoosh, and the mind is with, and it's just thinking. Never stopping. It's never stopping, it's thinking. So it's simply as this. When our mind is this unfocused, we cannot penetrate the layers of awareness that we need to penetrate in order to get in to this knowing truth, to this experiencing the truth of who we are. Our mind is simply just too unfocused. Now, when the problem is that the mind is unfocused, that the mind is noisy, well then the answer is obvious. Have a calm mind and have a focused mind. And this is the practice of meditation, to focus the mind. And this is also why the Buddha was practicing meditation. This is also why the Buddha was teaching meditation and why Hinduism is teaching meditation. Because it is the way to penetrate and get into this experiential truth. But one can meditate and meditate and meditate and meditate, yet the mind never seems to calm down. And how come? How can that be? And that brings us to problem number 3. Yeah, problem number 3. The mind is impure. An impure mind is a noisy mind. And remember, mind is not just the brain. The mind is the screen in which we are experiencing all of life. So that means that the mind is inclusive, the body and the emotional body. And what is an impure mind? An impure mind is a mind filled with poisonous belief systems. I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, I'm unlovable. He does not deserve love, or I does not deserve love. It's also full of wounds from the emotional body, and it's full of trauma from the emotional body. And simply as that, when the mind is impure, it is not calm, it is noisy. An impure mind is full of impure emotions. And impure emotions is uncomfortable emotions. So it's emotions like anger, resentment, jealousy, resentfulness. I just said it. All of this is impure emotions. These emotions go like up and down, and then it's like, then I'm happy and I'm really happy, but then I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm like really sad and angry, like And then it's just not possible for the mind to be calm. It's not possible because we are swinging in emotions so much. We have to calm the mind. In order to calm the mind, we have to purify the mind, which means forgiveness, which means forgiving those you're resentful towards, which means forgiving yourself, which means being kind to yourself, which means going through the wounds and actually cry them out. Cry out the wounds, because we can have a wound inside of us that we are not aware of, and it can infect all of our lives. Let me give an example from myself. I lost my mom 10 years ago. She died 10 years ago. And I, of course, was super hurt, and I miss her super much. Inside of me, even 10 years after, I'm a boy who has lost his mom, and I feel that she abandoned me. Of course, she did not abandon me. It was not her will to leave, and it was not her will to abandon me in any way. But that's what I felt. And I felt like I just want to cry, and I just want to stay with her and cry. And how this has been affecting my life is like this responsibility of growing up and becoming a grown man is too much for me. It's too heavy for me. I can't do it. Or like me being lazy. Then I've been lazy. I've been so incredibly lazy. And I've been judging myself so much for being so lazy. Oh my, it's bright now, no? And I've been judging myself so much for being so incredibly lazy. Instead of meeting myself, and instead of going in and into my emotional body and seeing like what is actually going on. And what is actually going on is that I just want to cry with my mom. I just want to be with my mom and get her back and cry with her and become a little boy again and just cry in the corner and cry and cry and cry in her arms. That's what I want. Well then, of course, I am not fulfilling my responsibility of growing up and becoming a man. Then of course I'm not fulfilling my responsibility of this YouTube channel, because I'm not strong enough. Because the way I truly see myself inside is from that wound, it's from that trauma, that I am not strong enough, and I just want to lay and be with my mom and cry with my mom. So cleaning the mind is the utmost important thing that we can do. And then we get to it. I really hope it's not too much. Let me get to be here. like changing. So annoying. Let me get this down. All right. Let's see. So a pure mind is a calm mind. A calm mind is a mind that can be trained into focusing. And a focused mind is a mind that can penetrate the layers of reality and getting into that core, the center of truth, the center of who we really are, the truth of Nirvana, the truth of Kingdom of Heaven. But we need a pure mind to do this. And you see, in this way, we are not chasing enlightenment. We're not chasing a certain concept of enlightenment. We're not chasing anything. Now our desire is to purify our mind. Our desire is to purify our emotional body, becoming a purer and purer expression, a more true expression of ourselves. Meaning a purer and purer, more true expression of life, because we are the essence of life. Meaning closer and closer to enlightenment. Because what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is the complete surrender to life. It is like Tao Te Ching wrote. It's like in the Tao Te Ching. The one who conforms to the way become one with the way. The way is life. It is the way of life. And we have to be pure in order to be this. The more pure we are, the more life can flow through us. And the closer we get to that desire of finally resting the mind in who we truly are. And if you want to know how to purify the mind, well then watch this video. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day. Be happy. I love you.